Hello, everybody. My name is Natalia Alvarez, and this is my mini lesson. So, I'm going to start by greeting my students and then start with the lesson. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? I hope that you are having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to do our review and Unit 1 review. And that's the plan. Okay, so please join me in AirPod. I am about to share my screen. So everyone is joining me. In the meantime, I would like to hear from you. What are your plans for the weekend? You can share your responses in the Zoom chat. Okay. So this unit was about Spanish-speaking countries, los países hispanohablantes. In this unit, we learn different things. We learn about the alphabet. We also learn how to say the date in Spanish. We focus a lot on the Spanish-speaking countries and capitals and their geographical location and names. We also talk about the word order in Spanish and much more that we're going to review today. Okay. The objective is that at the end of this lesson, you will be able to locate Spanish-speaking countries around the world and their capitals. Again, this is the focus, this is the main topic, but we're going to review what we learned, for example, about the months, numbers, and those things that we already learned. So why is all this important to you? Because learning about Spanish-speaking countries is important because it gives us a wider view of the world as a whole, as well as the specific geographical locations for the Spanish-speaking countries. These geographical locations influence culture in many ways, definitely. Do you remember when we talk about the weather, for example, how people behave when the weather is nice versus when the weather is very cold? So that explains a lot about Latin behavior, right? Very enthusiastic, very optimistic, very happy. Okay, so today is a review. We're going to start with the warm up. So, in this warm up, what you have to do is you gotta give me your 1 to 10 on these topics. Okay, 10 is that you feel that you mastered the topic very well, is totally understood. 1 is that you didn't, right? So, hopefully, by the end of this review, you're going to improve those numbers, but be as honest as possible. Okay. Okay, perfect. I see that everybody finished. So wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna start reviewing the date in Spanish. ¿Qué día soy? So you remember this question? ¿Qué día soy? What day is today? When we talk about it, we said that the formula that we use to state the dates in Spanish is this one here. Okay, so let's review. You start by saying hoy es actually, hoy es el. Then the day, then again the word de, then the month, de again, and the year. Okay? For example, hoy es el 10 de mayo de 2022. Be careful because there is a difference between English and Spanish. We start with the day first, not with the month. Okay, so this first number corresponds to the day, not the month. So it's the day, and then the month, and then the year. Okay? Bueno, muy bien. So how was the activity? Was good? Any questions? Let me check your answers very quickly. They look fine to me. Don't forget that this de means of. It's a preposition, okay? Good job. So now we are continuing with this review. So we're going to review hello, how are you, and goodbye. Greetings in Spanish. So you have a conversation and you got to fill in the missing terms, phrases from the conversation below. I want you to take 20 seconds to read the conversation and ask me if there is a word that you don't recognize. You have your note catcher with you, your notes, but in case that there is something that you don't remember, ask me. Okay, very good. So don't forget before you start this activity that in Spanish, whenever we have a question, we need to use 2 question marks. Okay, this upside down question mark and the other one that we normally use. So don't forget that. Super important. Bueno. So now that I have said that, we're gonna do this activity. Just fill in the missing term or word to complete the dialogue. Okay, I see that you are done. So I would like 2 volunteers to read your the dialogue. In other words, who wants to be Angela? Tiffany, do you want to be Angela? Okay. Who wants to be Anna? Mercedes wants to be Anna. So please guys read it. And I'm gonna write actually what you said, okay? Okay, muy bien. ¿Cómo? Good job. ¿Cómo? Don't forget the accent. Okay, Mercedes, continue. Okay, ¿qué tal? That's good. ¿Qué tal? Excelente. Continue. Bien, Ana. Nos vemos. Muy bien, muy bien. Hasta luego. Excelente. Hasta luego. Thank you for reading. You did a great job with the pronunciation. And let's check the right answers here. But you did it perfect. That was perfect. Very good. So now we're going to review the alphabet in Spanish, okay? So let's start by repeating the whole alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, okay? X, Y, Z. Muy bien. So you have these countries here. What I want you to do is you're gonna work on a breakout room and practice spelling with a partner, okay? So for example, one of you is gonna spell Cuba in Spanish, C-U-B-A. The other one, Quito, Q-U, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So let's do that right now. Okay, so everybody is going to meet in the breakup rooms. And I'm gonna visit you to see how everything is going. But now we're gonna review a little bit what we learned about the países hispanohablantes, okay? So we learned that the American continent is divided in 3, okay? North America, América del Norte, Central America, and South America. I know there has been some discussions about it, but this is how everybody in Latin America learned geography, okay? Including me. So, in South America, we have my beautiful country, Colombia. We have Peru, Argentina, Bolivia. We study those. In Central America, we have Nicaragua, Guatemala, El Salvador. We have El Caribe, actually, which is part of Central America. Cuba, Puerto Rico, República Dominicana. In North America, we have Mexico. But something that maybe you didn't know is that there is a Spanish-speaking country in Africa. It's called Guinea Equatorial. Guinea Equatorial is in Africa. They speak Spanish. In Europe, we have Spain, of course, okay? And Islas Canarias is next to Morocco. They speak Spanish as well, okay? So now that we have reviewed this Spanish-speaking countries' locations, we're going to go over this question. Where are you from? Okay, so we learned that the way to say it in Spanish is ¿de dónde eres? So repeat after me. ¿De dónde eres? Muy bien. The way you answer is soy de and the country. So soy comes from the verb ser. The verb ser is one of the verbs for the verb to be in English, okay? Soy de and the country. I am from, for example, Colombia. That's my country. ¿De dónde eres? Soy de Colombia. Bueno, muy bien, excelente. Wonderful. So now that you practice that, I want you to do this guided practice. It's super easy. Just complete the sentences, okay? Complete the sentences or answer the questions below. ¿De dónde eres tú? And you want to say soy de, and the countries that appear here. Soy de Argentina, soy de Venezuela, soy de España, so on. Okay? Muy bien, excelente. So I see that everybody finished. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to check the answers very quickly. Please take a moment to correct yourselves, ask me questions, okay? Don't forget that in Spanish, we capitalize the countries. In English too, right? But don't forget that, okay? And if you want to mention the city, you can write the city and then comma and then the country, period, okay? This is a punctuation rule that you cannot forget. Time to practice with a partner. Again, we're gonna do a breakout room for you to practice this question and answer. So you're gonna use the map to have your conversation with a partner. For example, ¿de dónde eres tú? Ah, yo soy de Venezuela. ¿De dónde eres tú? Yo soy de Paraguay. Okay, so just use the countries you see on this map. Okay, you have 4 minutes for this task. And now it's time for a check for understanding. Again, give me your thumbs up, down, or to the side about how you feel about asking where people are from. Okay, guys, so now we're gonna review a little bit the countries, and their capitals. So we learned this before, okay? But I want you to take a moment to review it by yourself before playing a game with me, okay? Okay, so they had like 2-3 minutes to review. And now we're gonna play this trivia. So if you want, you can answer by saying it, which is the easiest way to do it. You can say the answer just aloud, that's fine. Or you can write it, but maybe that would take a little bit more time. Okay. What's the capital of Mexico? Puebla, Guadalajara, Mexico City. Muy bien, Mexico City, México, Ciudad de México. Muy bien. ¿Cuál es la capital de Cuba? La Habana, muy bien. ¿Cuál es la capital de Colombia? I was born there. Bogotá, muy bien. So we can do this for a little bit of time. For now, let's move to the next one. Okay. In this one, what I want you to do is I want you to match the countries with their capitals, okay? So work on this. You can just draw a line instead, okay? We're gonna work on this activity for, muy bien, you finished, guys, excelente. Here are the answers, please correct your responses, ask me questions. In the meantime, you remember what country has 2 capital cities? La Paz, muy bien, La Paz has 2 capital cities. One is Sucre and the other one is La Paz. Let's do a quick check for understanding, okay? How confident you feel about knowing all the Spanish-speaking countries and their capitals. Give me 1 to 10. Muy bien. Let's do one more geography activity. So in this one, what you gotta do is to classify the countries based on what part of the Americas is located. Norteamérica, North America, Centroamérica y el Caribe, o Suramérica. Okay, you just drag and drop. Drag and drop. For this activity, you have 3 minutes. Bueno, muy bien. And now we're gonna do a quiz. So this quiz has the other components that we learned here, including numbers and days of the week, those are small things that we learned, okay? So You can start now your quiz. The first part has a multiple choice question. It has 3 questions. It has to do with the numbers, okay? So you have to tell me what's the number in words that corresponds to the number in number. Okay? All right. So we have 6 questions like this. Like this. All right. Then we have a matching activity. So you just match the expression with the expression in Spanish with the expression in English. In this way, we are reviewing greetings. Okay? So let's say that you guys finished the fill in the blank. Now let's do an emoji reaction. Muy bien. Bien, excelente, guys. We're going to finish with our exit ticket. So in this exit ticket, you're going to find the same that I asked you in the warm-up. But hopefully now you feel a little bit better about these topics, right? So again, give me 1 to 10 for each of the following topics. You can do it in the Zoom chat. You can do it in the Zoom chat. I want to see if you improved in that way. Guys, don't forget, and let me show you when you finish sharing, what tests are you taking? So this is, thank you, this is our summative assessment, okay? So don't forget that we're gonna have this test tomorrow, this study. I also share with you some resources in Canvas for you to review. So now I'm just gonna show you how the test looks like. Of course, the students don't see this yet. So it has different questions within different formats. For example, it has multiple choice question, similar to what we did today. So hopefully they are ready for. The same here. So we did an example when we did the quiz activity. They need to learn how to write the numbers. So we discussed what is in South American country. Yes. What's the South American country that has 2 capitals? We discussed about it. We mentioned that was Bolivia. We also reviewed the days of the week and the months by doing the quiz. And there is a true or false question. I mean, it has a different types of questions, and this would be the summative assessment. It actually has 2 parts. One is from lessons 1 to 3, and the other one from 3 to 5. And also there is a test that is in the lesson plan. Okay, thank you so much for your attention. I hope this was clear, and thank you.